Hi everyone and welcome, my name is Dora and this is update number 7 to Pan Those Eyeshadows and update number 4 to Expand Those Pans. So in both of these projects I have been working on 4 eyeshadows with the goal for Pan Those Eyeshadows of course to hit pan, and for Expand Those Pans the goal is to expand the pan of the pan that I'd already hit before and that I've since then put back into the drawer and ignored. I started the Expand Those Pans project late last year, yeah, probably about a year ago, and some amazing panners have jumped on and joined me in this challenge. And I saw a couple of people's updates lately, Steph and Ayana to be precise, and they had combined their Expand Those Pans and their Pan Those Eyeshadows updates into one. And I think that's such a brilliant idea, and I would like to do that not just in 2025. I've got ideas of how I want to do that specifically, but why not already start with that? I think I'm gonna go down from 8 shadows combined to 7. So 4 for Pan Those Eyeshadows and 3 for Expand Those Pans. And we'll see what happens for next year. Still some more time to go though. All right, I do have a ton of rollouts today. I've got 4 rollouts today. Super excited about that. And like I said, I'm going down by 1. So 3 new shadows will be coming in and I will be randomizing the palettes and then choosing the shadows myself. I think that's like the OG way of doing Pan Those Eyeshadows, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, the creator of Pan Those Eyeshadows, Alexandra, is linked down below. Make sure you check her out. She doesn't post anymore, but all her stuff is still online, so you can binge watch some beautiful Pan Those Eyeshadows updates and see how it all started. Last time I rolled in 3 new eyeshadows. So the one that has been in here the longest comes from my Revolution Pro quartet called So Jaded. And I'm going to show you some pictures now so that you can see what this shadow has been looking like. At my last update I was at 8 uses. Today I am at 14 uses, so I've used it a further 6 times. And here is what this shadow is looking like. Maybe a little bit of difference, but yeah, I am using my finger. I have no idea how deep or shallow these pans are. I'm enjoying this shadow, but it's a very fine pressed glitter, so it's not the easiest, most fun formula. It does have a great amount of impact, but yeah, more like a topper shade. I've been enjoying it, but I've slowed down a little bit from 8 down to 6. I would really love to have pan in this for the next update though, definitely. My next shadow comes from the Natasha Denona Ayana palette and it's called Crease. It's just the 4th shade, and here's what this shadow, this matte shadow, was looking like when I introed it at my last update. I have used this shadow 9 times since then. I'm wearing it today just to blend out my crease a little bit, as the name would suggest. And here it is, and you can see that close up there. Definitely, you know, you can see the brush strokes in there starting to come through. I'm obviously really far away from hitting pan, but I would like to keep it in. I know just 9 uses, it's not an awful lot. I've never hit pan in a ND matte shade. I'm gonna try though. I have really recently loved it in my crease to just tone down whatever look I've already got going on. I tend to always bring whatever I've got on my lid and outer corner up into my crease. It's because my eyes are so deep set. I just tend to do that. So this is just a real nice cool toned matte that can just chill it out a little bit. So I appreciate it for that. And I don't have anything like that in my Pan That palette. So I'm really happy to keep this in. Even if I don't hit pan, I will try really hard. Next, I rolled in a shadow from my Essence Welcome to Miami palette, and I opted for another matte shade, but this time an outer corner shade, and it's just shade number 2, and I have got 7 uses on this shadow now. So here's what it's looking like. And again, it does show some wear, but not enough to, you know, hit pan in it. You can see that lighter purple next to it, and yeah, I'm a good amount of uses away from hitting pan here. By the way, I'm going to talk about my pan percentage. I know I haven't done that since update number 3. we're going to talk about that at the end. Yes. Okay. Here's this shadow swatched, so it just goes in my outer corner. I really like it for that. I have done that 7 times. Happy to keep it in. I'm still working on a shimmer shadow, this one here. I've also got it on my nail polish, on my nails today. Trying to hit pan in that Indulgent Power Battle Tip, so I'm happy to keep this palette in. I have been vetoing one shade regardless of the amount of uses in most updates this year, not in every single one of them. Today, I don't want to veto anything. I'd love to build on what I've already worked on so far instead of starting fresh with something else, even if it might be easier because it might be a formula that's easier to hit pan in. My final shadow comes from the XX Revolution Mint Master Luxe palette, and oh my goodness, the XX Revolution shadows, especially the shimmers, are so easy to hit pan in because they are so shallow. It's a beautiful formula, but let's take a look at what Dominate looked like when I brought this in at my last update. It was a brand new palette, never used, never swatched. I mean, I swatched out a few shades here and there within the last update to determine which one I wanted to choose, and I went for this beautiful purple shade right here, and I have got pan after 8 uses. Below 10, I think that is really, I think below 10 is really good. I'm happy with that. And happy I've got my first pan in this palette, and you know what? Now it's eligible for Expand Those Pans. So this was my old color story from last time. So yeah, Dominate is rolling out. The other 3 are staying in. I'm gonna continue with Expand Those Pans down here. 4 more shadows to talk about, and then we'll do a switch over of what stays in and roll-ins, and then I'll talk to you about my pan percentage. 4 shadows in here as well. The first one I rolled in update number 1, and my overall goal with this single shadow by Kiko is to finish it this year. It's in my 24 items I'd like to finish in 2024. I'm not doing so great. Here it is now. You should have already seen footage of what this looked like from intro all the way up until today. I have used this a further 8 times since my last update, and I'm now at a total of 41 uses. I think at least 7 times, maybe 8, out of those 8 uses, I have only used this as a blush topper. There you go. I've sort of given up on it a little bit, but I think let's try a little longer. So I'm gonna keep it in. This packaging is bugging me. It's fallen apart. The washi tape doesn't want to hold together either. It's like the second time I've done that. Someone suggested, or pointed out rather, these pans are magnetic, and yes, indeed they are, but I can't get it out. I think as soon as 1st of January hits, I'm going to probably depot it, repress it into another pan, and then work on carefully excavating, prying out this metal pan, because yes, I'd love to hold on to that if it's not metallic, magnetic. Yeah, but that's not for now, so I'm just going to try and up my uses on this. Hopefully we'll see a massive pan expansion on this shadow for the next update. So this will be staying in. It's just shade number 16, I think, from their Smart collection. It pretty much rubbed off immediately, but yeah, here we go. Okay, the next shadow comes from my Revolution Pro New Neutral Luxe shadow palette, and it's a cream based shadow called Based. Here's what Based has been looking like since I rolled it in at my first update, and then at my second and third update, and here's what it's looking like today. I have used this 13 times since my last update. I'm now at a total of 32 uses, but I've been holding off using it because I am finding it difficult now to apply this with my finger, and this is how I have been applying it. I always said that with both the Kiko, because it's Expand Those Pans, not Finish Those Pans, I wanted to just expand the pan as nicely as possible until I would have to repress them. So staying in for the Kiko, but I think I've come to this moment now where yes, I would love to repress it. I might press it into the center, I might take it out and put it into a little jar. I'll show you at my next 24 and 2024 update or the finale. If I don't get to another update, you'll be able to see it. I'll document it in terms of pictures. But yeah, I think it's goodbye for now for this one. Then I also randomized 2 eyeshadows. So the previous 2 for Expand Those Pans, I hand selected myself. And then the next 2 I rolled in at my last update just for 5 uses each. And they were 2 pink shadows. So first of all, I had the Beauty Bay Retro Love palette and the shadow Be My Baby. And I have met my goal and I have used it 5 times. And here is what it's looking like today. I think there's a tiny bit of a pan expansion, probably not too much though. As I said last time, I did want to use this with my finger and not with a brush because, you know, it was no longer for me about trying to see a lot of visible progress. I wanted to use this organically, like in the way that I want to use the shadow rather than trying to force my way through expanding the pan. Yeah, so I've been loving it as a topper shade, and here's a swatch of it. Super pretty, loved it. Yeah, pink shimmers are always a good one for me. They always make me happy. And then I randomized another just pink palette, a monochromatic palette, and this is the Sweet Pinks by Juvia's Place. And there was only 1 pan for me to choose from, and it's just shadow number 3. And here is what it's looking like today after those 5 uses. So yay, goal met. And I think there's definitely a little bit of a pan expansion visible as well. And here's a swatch of the Juvia's Place. So pretty. It has a peachy flip to it. Super lovely. I hit my goal on the Juvia's Place first before the Beauty Bay, but they're both really nice formulas. Beauty Bay is probably a bit more crumbly in this instance. Yeah. But happy to roll these out. Okay, so in terms of rollovers, we've got the top 3 rolling over from Pan Those Eyeshadows. So I'll be randomizing 1 more shade to hit pan in place of Dominate, the XX Revolution shadow here. And then I never gave you a swatch of the cream eyeshadow. I mean, it's barely visible, but yeah, this one is rolling out, Revolution Pro based. Juvia's Place, the Sweet Pinks, number 3 is rolling out. Beauty Bay, Retro Love, Be My Baby's rolling out. Kiko is staying in. I'm spinning for Pan Those Eyeshadows first, so this has got all of my palettes in here, including 1 brand new one, my autumn purchase, if you know, you know. Ooh, okay, I haven't used this in a while. This is the Revolution Pro Passion Palette. I have got 4 pans in there already, if I'm not mistaken. So there's quite a lot to choose from, including some pressed glitters, which might be a strategic good move. And let's randomize 2 palettes for Expand Those Pans. And this is a different wheel because it only contains the palettes that have currently got at least 1 pan in them. Let's see what I get rolling for 2. Revolution Rockstar, a nude edition. Interesting, okay. And the Revolution Chilled palette. Let me go and grab these palettes and then we'll take a look at them and I'll take my picks. Okay, here is the Revolution Pro New Neutral Passion palette. Let's take a look together. And there are 4 pans in here in the pressed glitter, here called Ductile, in Spoilt, and in Aura, and in Mam. Okay, what would I like to work on? I might go for a pressed glitter. Yeah. And I think I'm gonna go for the gold, no, the pink one here. I'm just more drawn to it, maybe because it matches my nail polish as well. But then also I think it might be slightly more dipped than the gold one. And I think with so many mattes still left, and I still have so many mattes in here to try and hit pan on. And the only shimmers really are Vein up here, which is just the shadow that I'm finding a little bit difficult now. And it's similar to the Kiko, to be honest, this one. And then Sham, I already tried as an inner corner highlight, but it's a bit hard panny. So yeah, Libertine it is. I'm gonna swatch that here on my other hand. Yeah, maybe also a nail polish topper. Here is that. Maybe we can make that look a little bit stronger, get a little more use out of it. It definitely looks better here on my finger. This is one messy swatch of, what's it called? Libertine. Yeah. Right, I'm rolling that one in to try and hit pan on it. I think that is doable, hopefully for next update. And then I rolled in the Revolution Pro Rockstar Nude Edition palette to expand those pans. So I think I'm going to do 5 uses as well. And the choices I have is between So Real, oh, can you even see that, and Tease here. Because it's smaller and so barely visible, I think I'm going to go with So Real here to try and expand the pan within 5 uses. It's a very pretty mauvey shimmery shade. You wouldn't really, yeah, I feel like it looks so different in the pan compared to when swatched. Definitely looks lighter, brighter, even more pink. Okay, super exciting, happy. And then next I have got my Revolution Chilled palette here. And I've got 2 pans to choose from. Either a green shimmer or a brown shimmer. I am definitely going to go for the green shimmer just because I've got an abundance of brown shimmers in my Pan That palette. I would love to be able to finish before the year is up. So yeah, Candyland it is for 5 uses. And it's just a shadow that makes me happy. It's a very thin swatch here, and I think, yeah, as this palette suggests, I think it would look really nice within a neutral look, you know. Do like a mint and neutral. It's starting to get a bit hard panny as well. Let's see how that pans out for the next 5 uses, but yeah, I'll report back. So okay, this is all a bit mixed up now, but let's just say for combined PTE and ETP, that's PTE backwards, I've got 7 shades in now. So I'm going to swatch over what I've still got remaining from last time, and then we will see one very big colour story. So here's my new colour story. I've got the pressed glitter to try and hit pan in. I've got these next 2 here to try and expand the pan in within 5 uses each. And then these are all rollovers. I'm trying to hit pan, hit pan, hit pan, and expand the pan as much as possible. So yeah, old colour story, very pink. And I think there's definitely more variety in here now. I'm very excited about this. Let's talk about pan percentage though. The last time I updated you on this, as I said, was back in April at my 3rd update for Pan Those Eyeshadows. So at the beginning of the year, I said I wanted to hit 12%. Back in April, I was at 8.4%. Back then I had 57 pans hit out of a total of 682 eyeshadows. Right now, because I have decluttered 2 eyeshadow palettes, and even though more came in throughout the year, and I've definitely made some Frankens, I've also taken shadows out to Franken them. I've recalculated everything, and my total has changed and went down by 40 to 642, and I've now got 70 eyeshadows with pan. So I went up by 13 pans. I can tell you how many because I write it down. I've hit 22 pans since the end of April, and I don't even know where I filmed the update. I hit 7 pans within April alone, so it could have been more than that since I actually updated you. But I've taken out a lot of shadows that had pan on them already to Franken them. Anyway, I'm at 70 now, but the total has also gone down to 642, which means my new pan percentage is 11.1. So I'm very, very close to 12%. However, something just arrived and I got a new eyeshadow palette. I will talk about this more in my No by Project Pan update. The next one, I'm going to link that series for you here. Make sure you subscribe if you aren't already, then you can find out as I talk a little bit more about this super lovely new palette that I bought myself. The only palette I have bought myself this year versus more than 20 last year and more than that the previous year. So that will still have to go in. That's obviously going to affect my pan percentage, but then I'm trying to hit pans here in this project. A lot is going to change. So I'm super excited to update you again at my next update. So that was it for me. I am super happy with my new color story, excited. I've got a lot of newness there, but also happy to continue to work on existing shadows, show them some more love, much more than I was able to in this past month. Hopefully a lot of new pans and pan expansions for our next update. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night wherever you are, and I'm sending you so much love. Take care, bye.